Mike is here. Hold on. Let's get Mike here. Let's get Mike. Let's go. Let's go. Let's make it happen. I don't want to waste no time. I want to spend. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I tell you, boy, this. Hold on. Okay, let's go here. Here, let's go here. Let's go here. Here we go. 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 I love it. I love it.
Charlie.
I love it. You're in a position. You're in the position I usually am. I'm usually relaxing. I like that you're relaxing.
Had a rough day.
Listen, I'm with it. I'm with it though. You know what I mean? We brothers, so that's what we do. Typically, that's me, but you know. How you feeling today? You say you had a rough one.
Yeah, a little tired, but I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, man. We're gonna jump right in. Where's my earphones at? Okay, we go. We're gonna jump in. I ain't gonna keep you too long, but long enough.
I can
How about that? Huh?
Keep me long enough.
Long enough. There we go. So, Mike, Philadelphia's been you got strong ties to Philly.
Yeah.
Strong ties for quite some time.
Yeah.
Your queen is from Philly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of boxing, amazing boxers are from Philly. And of course, you know, your brother Charlie Mack is in Philly. You know what I mean? Tell me about Philadelphia, your relationship with Philadelphia.
Yes. Listen, my first connection with Philadelphia was Meldrick Taylor. I met him when I was in the Junior Olympics in 1982. And I met him. I met Boogaloo. What's that name?
Boogaloo Watts.
Boogaloo Watts. No, Boogaloo Jones.
No, Boogaloo Jones. Boogaloo Jones. Okay, Boogaloo Jones. Yeah.
I when we were the amateurs.
Yes.
I met him, Jones. It was a couple of other guys there. They were really good fighters.
Yeah, great fight town.
Hmm?
Great fight town.
Yeah, big time. Eugene Hall, Matthew Saw Muhammad, all the right? Matthew Saw Muhammad, that was Cuz' favorite fighter. And
Really?
I said, Cuz, why is that your favorite fighter? He doesn't move his head. He gets hit a lot. Cuz says that's not a great fighter, but he has a great fighter heart. He doesn't fight to the end. And that's how his fights were exciting. He'd be losing and come back from the brink of destruction, knock the guy dead. He had some of the greatest knockouts in boxing. Man, when he knocked out he knocked them dead. His knockouts were he threw his punches right, even though he didn't have a good technique. He threw every punch with bad intention. And fight you can get knocked cold.
Ooh, yeah. Hit you with the kitchen sink.
He had a lot of heart. You don't see many people with that kind of heart.
What about him and Dwight Kwawi when they fought?
That was a great fight, and I can't take none. Kwawi's my brother, but that man was gone. He was over the hill. Over the hill. You know how many
Go ahead.
You know how many wars he had? I mean, wars.
Wars.
Going at it. Guy kicking his ass to the 14th round, he come back, knock him cold. Exciting.
Ooh. What do you think about Jolton Jeff Chandler?
He was awesome too. He was an awesome, very smart defensive fighter, hard puncher. And I tell you who he lost to, what was that guy named? The young Mexican guy.
Young Mexican guy. Ooh.
I'm the guy that beat
you're the boxing historian. You know what I mean? You got it in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your memory is like unbelievable.
That just was my stuff. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, Charlie. Tomorrow will be June 20th. June 20th, 1980, I got turned out with boxing. I said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I didn't know I'm going to be a champion. So Sugar Ray Leonard fight Roberto Duran. Montreal, June 20th, 1980. I saw that fight. I said, this is what I'm doing with my life. I had an idea. I wasn't sure yet. I liked boxing. Because the year before, I saw Muhammad Ali when I was locked up in Crawford. He came to the juvenile detention center, and I said, wow. I want to be a fighter, but I wasn't sure. I was still robbing and stealing. But when I saw shit, I was in a reform school and they played it the next day. They had the fight, and the next Saturday they played on ABC. And when I saw that fight, my whole life changed.
What's amazing about that is my brother was at Junior Olympics with you, and he called home. He said, "Daddy, there's this guy here named Mike Tyson. He's knocking out everybody in the amateurs." And so my brother was, I guess, at that point, he probably was like 150 pounds. Yeah. And he represented Philadelphia. He was there. He just kept calling back about you wiping everybody out. It was like he's a kid, but he's walking through everybody. like a grown man. So
Yeah.
that was my first time hearing about you, of course. And then, of course, you know what I mean, we went on, you know what I mean, to meet in 1986, 87. And
You
it's
were on
been
I mean, I met you in the amateurs, Charlie. You
no,
never
you,
came.
no, I did come to the amateurs, but I'm saying, I met you, the first time I met you was, let me think about the first time. It had to have been in the amateurs. It had to have been like Golden Gloves or something like that.
You must have
Had to,
came with. I remember meeting all them guys.
well, my father's a trainer.
What is the guy named Garrett from Philadelphia?
Uh,
Light
um, Light skin?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Right.
Chicken. Who are you talking about, Chicken? Chicken's on here. My father's a trainer as well. He's on here.
Yeah.
Chicken, who are you talking about? Who Mike talking about? He'll tell me. He'll tell me. He knows what it is.
Who was the trainer? What was the trainer name from Philadelphia with the glasses, dark skinned guy?
There's so many trainers. Who? Oh boy, who? I
Um,
don't know.
Andre. What was that was his name? One of the fighters' name was Andre something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was Jones and there was Andre. Man, they were great fighters too.
What?
But man, that light skinned guy name was Garrett something.
Gary something. Okay. Yeah.
Garrett.
Chicken to know. He'll tell us everything. So, Animal Fletcher. Tell me about Animal Fletcher.
Yeah, listen, right? He was an awesome fighter too.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really awesome fighter. He's very exciting. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I met his brother. Didn't he have a brother,
Two
Tony?
Guns Fletcher.
Yeah,
You asked me about him. You asked after one of your fights. You asked me about him when he
yeah.
first got incarcerated.
When I was a young pro, when I had like my 5th or 6th, 7th fight, I
Mm-hmm.
met him.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him, we got friendly, and then he got
Yes.
popped.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Unfortunate. They
He was a rough
you trying to come
guy,
home.
really rough, extreme guy.
You say he was rough?
He was rough and extreme.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so you said Meldrick was your guy. What did you think about Meldrick's overall, about his career and everything? What did you think about him?
Man, Meldrick was a great fighter ever since he was a little baby.
He was. But you know all the brothers, Eldrick
Not
and Myron,
all that stuff.
they were sharp.
They weren't that good because
No,
they weren't.
listen to me. Listen to me. Eldrick and the amateurs, because they all fought. So Eldrick and the amateurs, actually, everybody said that he was actually better than Meldrick.
Well, listen, that happens sometimes, but this is what Cuss always tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest fighter in the world. He got his girlfriend pregnant. He was responsible, and they got married and took care of his girlfriend. And said fuck fighting, or else he got a better job, or he had a high school education, and his wife said, I don't want you to fight. I want you to do this. You'd be surprised. The best fighter in the world was probably a dentist or something.
A dentist.
Yeah,
Wow. So I'm gonna go to the heavyweight champ, Smoking Joe Frazier.
yeah.
What'd you love about him?
Very determined. Everybody equated me to him. Very determined. Refused to lose. And listen, it goes to that whole thing. The Capricorn sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sign of the Capricorn. I don't care what, and people get mad at me. This is the biggest ego sign in all the
Music you're listening to. I
all
listen to everything.
horoscopes.
I listen to a lot of classic rock.
So he thinks he's smarter than everybody, which he
Right.
probably, but he shouldn't say he is.
Right.
That's how Cuss was. Listen, Ali, Foreman, and Frazier. 3 guys, right? Both Capricorns, born a couple of days apart.
Mm.
Can you imagine those guys? They despise each other so much because their egos are so big.
Mm. Wow. You think they hated each other though? Like legitimately hated each other?
I think when the bell rang, they did.
Right. Because I noticed when I see them, they're always gentlemen. When I seen them, they was always gentlemen to each other.
Listen, let
You
me
know.
funny. If you're a fighter, the only reason that the most of the time, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, that you're an exciting fighter is because it has to be your determination to want to hurt the other guy. How determined you are to want to hurt somebody. That's what
Wow.
makes fights.
I always thought it was whoever wanted it more, whoever was willing to dig deeper in their spirit.
Well, that's a form of how bad I want to hurt you. In order to win, I have to hurt you. I have to beat you up badly or convincingly. I also have to lay you out.
Yeah, I see today is more friendship than it is. And you know what? And that's a great thing too, because I think about heavyweight champion. Heavyweight champion was probably the most respected throughout the world. Today it's not the same thing. It's not the same cachet. Why do you think that is?
This is why, because we have other fighting sports. We have UFC. We have, we even have to compete with wrestling, believe it or not.
Right.
Fighters have to kick one, boxing, and these guys are good. Listen, this is going to be interesting. Now, listen to this, right? UFC is more popular than boxing, right? Got higher ratings, right? Right?
Yes.
But the UFC will never be richer than a first-class fighter.
That's true. It's true. It's
See,
evident. It's evident. You see the purses that Floyd is commanding.
Make $100 million, Conor had to fight Floyd.
Right. Right.
Ain't
Wow.
gonna, if he fight John Jones, he's not gonna get that.
Yeah. True.
Greatest in the UFC. If he fight John Jones got to fight me if he wants to make some money, super money. That's really that, right?
Right. Absolutely. You could command probably the highest dollar in the UFC fighting right now, probably, if you want to do it.
Charlie, it's just really interesting. I never thought at this stage of my life, things could still happen.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you figure, I mean, again, it's called prize fighting, right? So it's about who can put the butts in the seats.
Exactly.
Right?
But it's big. Listen, it's called pride. It's bigger than pride fighting. The prize
you said it's bigger.
Is win. That's what the prize is. The success. The money goes along. But what we really do is, you know why customers do this? For prosperity. But when they talk about fighting, they have to mention the name.
Gotcha.
When we talk about fighting, I don't care. We're going to talk about a lot of other guys, but we have to talk about Muhammad Ali.
Yes. Do you think that he was actually hurt through that fight when he fought with Foreman?
Say what?
Do you think he was actually in pain, just endured the pain? He just put it in his mind psychologically that it don't matter.
There's nobody that ever fought that can take the pain he took. He took it at a later stage in his life. Him in the 60s. Who touched him in the 60s? He got hit once. He got knocked down. He got hit probably twice.
That left hook, and broke his jaw.
And what's the other guy? The English guy.
Ken Norton, and Joe Frazier.
Yeah, but listen, don't care. Listen, George Foreman would knock Joe Frazier out 10 times out of 10 times, right? And listen, Muhammad Ali would beat George Frazier, George Foreman 10 times out of 10 times, right?
Yes.
But listen, but Joe Frazier would give Ali the fight of his life every time. That'd be the last guy Ali want to fight.
Yeah, he don't want no part. Although he fought 3 times.
Right, Foreman afraid he's gonna pick Foreman. Frazier had his.
So he beat George Foreman's brain.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, George Foreman just as tough as he is. He can't fight him. He has to outthink him. He can't beat Foreman straight. Very few people could beat Foreman straight up punch for punch. That's almost impossible to keep it real. Gotta be at some that man.
Yeah, he had to outthink him.
Yeah, that man's an animal. He's vicious. He's made to annihilate people. He was born for that.
Born to as Drago said, to break you.
Yes, born to break.
But Ali broke him.
No, he's not just to break. He's here to break big, strong, scary men.
So he essentially bullied the bully.
Say what?
Ali bullied the bully.
So Ali's a big bully. There's no doubt about it.
Wow. If y'all, I know people have said it. If y'all fought, what would be your approach to fight him? What would be your preparation to fight him?
To fight who?
If you fought Ali, y'all could have fought. What would be your preparation to fight him? Because you're a thinker as well.
I would know one thing. I would have to be ready to go 15 rounds. 15 rounds with him. Because listen, I'm just keeping it real. Ain't nobody knocking them out. And the problem, they ain't knocking them out. Listen, even Holmes. Ali's one strange guy. You got to kill him to beat him. He won't quit.
You got to kill him.
That's weird. He doesn't even look. He looks like, in his prime, he looks like a model. He don't even look like a fighter.
He said he was pretty. He said he was pretty. He said he was pretty, but boxing ain't pretty.
No, ain't pretty. He's not pretty either. He's just a. junkyard dog face.
That's what it was?
Yeah, he ain't no pretty. He's pretty, but he ain't pretty. He's inside. He's nasty and
He deep down inside, he was a dog.
oh, he's a vicious animal.
And he knew it.
So listen, when Ali's fighting with you, he's talking to you.
Yes, the whole way. He talked to George Foreman the whole way through, the whole fight, 1 through 8.
Listen, the referee, Dak Clayton, right, was the referee, right? I think he was the one with Foreman. And he was just saying, listen, the guy was saying, you can't believe what he was saying to this guy. He was just, the referee was just saying, telling the reporter, you just can't believe, I can't tell you what he was saying to this guy. Ali is out of his mind. There's no doubt about something's wrong with Ali.
He was calling Joe Frazier Uncle Tom.
No, he's talking about Joe Frazier. What's wrong? He's talking about his mother, fucking his mother, doing this to his mother, his sisters. Ali's out of his mind. Ali talking your head for 15 rounds. He's talking to you
The whole way through.
Frazier fight the first fight, and they got time to talk?
Well, you did. Listen, you told me that you told Terrell Biggs, I'm going to kill you.
Oh yeah, I did that, but he wasn't.
What?
He wasn't fighting back like Frazier was fighting. I wouldn't have time to talk if Frazier was throwing a punch. Ali's out of his mind, man.
But you enjoyed talking too. Although you weren't in the ring long enough to talk.
No, I like to do my talking before and then after.
Yeah, that's amazing about you. You would absolutely be totally disrespectful, and then you would have the utmost respect for him at the end.
Well, look, can I tell you something? Pressure affects people different ways. Sometimes people with the pressure affects them, they don't talk. When pressure, I get aggressive. Pressure, I get aggressive.
Did that happen in your personal? Just on your personal time? Did that happen as well?
No doubt about it.
Really?
Here, listen. Let me tell you this. I took a scan of my brain the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor saw my brain, and he was amazed at my brain. Not, Charlie, not from the fighting, but from the amount of drugs that I took. And he just showed Ali's brain and some other. He said, some brains, I can't believe your brain is like this. And he said, but what he did is that he said, hey, there's a lot of activity going on here with your anger. He could tell I was angry. He could tell I was afraid. I had fear issues. I had trauma issues.
Wow.
No. But listen, check this out. That could be fixed. Now imagine me not feeling that way, like I have to fucking annihilate somebody just because he's over 200 pounds. He never said a word. He could be a fucking lawyer. And I'm looking at him, sizing him up.
So were you fearful every time you say the first day y'all sign up, y'all meet? Were you afraid of the actual opponent?
Yeah.
Really?
Scary guy.
But that's amazing because I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody else, I'm talking about the whole world was afraid, period. And you saying you were afraid.
Yeah, that's what I found out. Being with Cuss, I found out this. Check this out, Charlie, right? I found out they were more afraid of me than I was of them.
Yes.
That's what I found out. And so once I found that, then my fear ran rapid.
Wow.
Then it got involved with my ego. And then, that's why my fear got involved with my ego. And then I said things that I wish I never said to people.
So Michael Spinks did Arsenio Hall show as he was preparing for the fight. He went on Arsenio Hall show. And it's the first time I've ever seen a fighter say this. He said, who wins the fight? He said, I don't know. Like you could see his body language, and everything was just off. Like I would say the two fighters I've seen like that, 3. It probably was Terrell Biggs, Marvis Frazier, and of course Michael Spinks. They were afraid. They took it because of the money.
Listen, right? Butch Lewis had came to my dressing room and he was talking crazy and talking. I said, you kill him. He's dead because of you. And then after the fight, I went over there and went like this to Butch.
You told Terrell Biggs that too.
You know, really with Tyrell Biggs. Let's dig this. I was so jealous of this nigga, man. I was so fucking jealous. This nigga had everything in the amateurs. They were sucking his dick.
Woo!
I'm the kind of Charlie, right? And I think when I was a kid, right, Cuss program, if I'm like, Cuss raised me like this. He said, you're like a beautiful woman. If everybody's not looking at you trying to get to you, there's something wrong. And he was the beautiful woman. And I was the
What did that do to your mind? What did that do to your mind?
Huh?
What did that do to your mind when he said that to you?
Way that I was better than him, but I couldn't. He was too good back then. He was too fucking good. But when I became a pro, it was totally different. My confidence was different. I had boxed with him before, right? And even though I was aggressive, he handled me pretty easily.
Mm.
No, and I was a little discouraged, and I got out the ring in the third round because he discouraged me.
Wow.
He came to fight. I remembered that. I remember him teasing me because we were going to the Olympics. I was going as an alternate. And the lady had said, are you going to the Olympics too? And he had said, he's just going for the ride.
Woo! Woo! So you took that in with you?
Oh, ever since I wanted to kill him, ever since. Yeah, I never forgot. He probably forgot. I never forget stuff like that.
Tell me about that. How and what age did you start realizing? I'm sure at some point your memory is ridiculous. How do you retain all that?
Listen, check this out. Right when I was a young kid, I used to read boxing encyclopedia. I didn't even know how to read them, and then I learned how to read from watching boxing, reading boxing books and stuff, and reading magazines, and that's how I learned. I didn't learn how to read the basic way. Go to school. I don't know how all the sounds of the alphabet, but I know the words.
Like you are, like I said, a boxing. Like I don't even know most of the boxers I know don't know nothing about anything about boxing. You know about boxers from 1930s. How again? What was that? What intrigued you about it? I'm talking to the point of being a historian.
I've learned about all these fighters, right? And then by learning about the fighters, I learned about all the mobsters. Know how it come? Because all the mobsters grew up in the same neighborhood these fighters grew up as kids. I became fighters, and some of the mobs became fighters too. Some of them stayed in fighting, some of them went back to the mob. And I listened, peep game. Like back then, was it Tony Canzaneri and those guys were fighting in the 30s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys grew up in the same neighborhood with Lucky Luciano, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and these guys are friends. There was this one guy, Mickey, huge guy in California. He was a professional fighter, but he was a gangster. Old Los Angeles. How was your thing? They showed us all these guys were fighters. The fighters knew all these guys. I with Barney Ross, Jack. The reason was they're all poor. They all came from the same neighborhood. They came from Philadelphia. How many of y'all guys knew the tough guys out there that grew up in the same neighborhood? So to you, this is interesting. But to other people, they're disgusting scumbags. But to me and you, they're our friends. We love these guys.
Love them.
Nice. Isn't that something? That we, other people that don't know them, they don't know that side of them. They only know the. They don't.
Wow.
Wow. Gangster, white community. These guys had gangs just like us, but then older gang members who now into politics are showing some of the guys get it, some of them don't. And the ones that become politics and they wind up running the city they used to rob. No, I'm serious.
Wow.
But us, we never get that opportunity. The only reason I get an opportunity like that because listen, from the grace of Allah, that's only happened. Because listen, I was a junkie. I was coked out and I was ODing all the time. I didn't die, but I'm ODing all the time. And it wasn't for my mother-in-law. I don't know. My wife probably would have gave her. She didn't want to fuck her. I got it.
Wow.
But right now, at least, I got 11 years in. This happened in our first year in our relationship that we're gonna get together. You know, I didn't think this was gonna last a year, nigga. We got 11. It wasn't gonna last a year. It was like two people that thought we knew each other didn't know anything about each other once we started living together. That's before we even said I do. Before we had a baby, so I thought I was gonna do the right thing. I wasn't doing it. I didn't have the money. I think to inspire me to want to do the right thing, take care of this kid. Not in a million years think I was. Oh no, Charlie. And I was probably how much, baby? 60 million in debt. How much was I in debt? 38 or 60? About 30 million in debt, right? And can you believe we bust that in the ass? We're not in debt for
Smacked it.
years. We're not in debt, baby. 6 years not in debt, of collecting money. Can you imagine that? Start
Wow.
in 30 million to nothing.
Now I remember you fighting in I want to say it wasn't Minneapolis, but I remember you saying, "I'm just trying to feed my family. I don't love this no more. I'm trying to feed my family."
Yeah, but listen. It's confusion with my life. I didn't know.
Uh-oh. Your signal, Mike. Your signal, Mike. Signal. All right, we got to get Mike back on. Signal drop. Y'all enjoying the interview the session so far? Are y'all enjoying it? Are y'all enjoying the session so far? Are you enjoying the session so far? We got to get Mike back in. Yes, the internet is quacky. Internet's not good. Oh boy. If you join this session, put your thumbs up. Put the thumbs up. Chocolate Divinity, what's up? Sam, what's up? Hey, Chick, what you think, Chick? Great, okay. Bilal, I got to tell Mike you on, Bilal. I got to tell Mike you on. JV, certified advisor. Where's Mike? Is Mike back on yet? Is he back yet? His Wi-Fi is off. Vance, it's cool. Great. Kia, what's up, Kia? Great stuff. Where is he at? Is he back yet? Okay, he's back. Hold on. He's back.
I'm here, baby.
You there?
Yeah, baby, I need some air conditioning, please. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Mike, listen, before we go any further, there was a group back in 1990, right? We came and performed for you, or when you was in Ohio. But it was a group, had a record called Down My Heart. Remember that group?
Little niggas, right?
Bilal's on here with us.
Yeah,
That was your little buddy. Bilal was your buddy.
Yeah, listen, I saw him. He was doing film with something, right?
No, that's Kyrie. Kyrie's the oldest brother.
But Bilal was the little guy, right?
Bilal, the little guy, used to pick up all the time.
Yeah, how's he doing, man?
He's on here with us. He's on here with us.
Give him
He's
love.
on. Yes. Make some. Absolutely. Yes, I just had all of them on with me the other day.
Man, what? You did an interview with them?
Yeah.
What they doing?
Well, Hakeem was over in Africa. Bilal and Taj and Kyrie. Kyrie's actually, he does camera work like a DP. He does film. Yeah, and Taj is an author, but they all have children. Listen, when I say find young men, huh?
Your father was a good man.
Yeah, when I tell you they solid. Oh, Fox is on here too.
Who?
Jamie.
Tell him what's up, nigga. Tell me about him.
Tell me, that's both our brother. What do you think about him portraying you? I see he bulking up. What do you think about Fox portraying you?
I don't know. He can do a great job. I know that.
He's gonna do an awesome job, as Mike Tyson would say.
Yeah, I would. I'm very grateful.
No, he's gonna listen to me. He's gonna go there. He's committed. When he goes in, he's committed.
We're gonna see how this works out. I'm very excited about it.
he got to come hang out with you, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and tell him the truth, and he's gonna have to learn how to process that. It's not gonna be pretty and stuff.
Yeah, when we did Ali, we walked through Ali's life. We went everywhere that Ali went. and talked to everybody that Ali actually, that was because it was like 4.5 years of like prep before we actually did principal photography. We literally walked through Ali's life.
Well,
So that's what Fox.
My life, huh?
What you said?
My life.
Yeah. Walk in your shoes. Take a walk in Mike Tyson's shoes. Your Wi-Fi.
What are you doing, man? Your children, you have children,
That's
right?
I got total. I have 7 in total, and I have 3 bonus. You know what I mean? But I got my son's birthday was yesterday. My other daughter was the day before, and then your birthday is on the 30th.
Yes,
right? June 30th. Wow. So man, listen, hey man, let me tell you something. It's been absolutely amazing. Let's jump back in. So let's talk about Brownsville.
Yeah.
Brownsville, right? Yeah. What it was like, because I heard you was a number. I got a few friends up there, like Lil Sean. He said Mike was something to be reckoned with.
I wanted to be. I don't know if I was. I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's a real tough place, man. I'm not trying to say it's just really tough, and not only tough, it's just dangerous.
Dangerous. Wow.
You never know if your friend might kill you that day. You're hanging out all morning, hanging out and getting money today, and he might kill you and take the money you'll have for the money.
So a few questions came to me about Brownsville. They said, "Do you remember the pool room on Bristol and Newport?"
Yeah, I remember those guys up there. By the, up there by what's those projects again? I forgot the project. Yeah, I remember Bristol.
And then he told me, he said, ask him about, this is funny. It ain't funny, but it's funny. He said, used to terrorize Kango from UTFO. What you doing, Mike?
Nah, listen, right?
Come on, Mike, you're bullying.
He's my man, but him and Quentin. Quentin is like my little brother. And
Quinn, yes.
Rapping and stuff.
He said what?
Quinn was down with the group, and he used to rap with him a lot of time. But me and him was cool. I used to fuck with me and him. We're cool.
Yeah, I heard you used to bully him, man. Come on, man. What you doing bullying Kango, man? That's Roxanne, man. You love hip-hop.
I love that brother. Yo, listen, remember a time ago, it was Monkey, all of your guys, Will was there. Remember your guy, what was that place we went to Philadelphia to watch you perform?
We were at it had to have been the Spectrum.
Philly, I wasn't rapping long, but everybody was there. And you had one guy, Biz was there, and you had a guy from Philly that could do the bebop too. He was a good rapper.
Yeah, you must have been talking about MC Breeze.
Nah, this guy wasn't known, but he was good.
Really? Okay, so
if he was good, he would have made it if he didn't get something happen.
Really? Hey, listen.
Yeah,
Big Market. What was your affinity with hip hop? All the hip hop guys love Mike Tyson, and you love hip hop. You know what I mean? What's that affinity with hip hop?
Listen, right? We were just like you, probably. We were just kids that we loved Al Green and we loved Earth, Wind and Fire and all those guys, Marvin Gaye, but we were something different. We were looking for something different, and the music that was pretty much invented and stuff, our adults didn't like it. It was new. It was trouble. If you went there, if you was in a place that had hip hop music, you're trouble. The cops would come outside all day waiting to arrest you and harass you. People would stay away from you, hold your pocket. You're definitely a criminal if you're in there. You're definitely a criminal in Latin Quarters. You know?
Yeah, Latin Quarters was a rough stop.
Yeah, but if you go, the cops are always outside.
And Brooklyn ran the Latin Quarters.
Yeah. Yeah,
I remember this guy. You remember this guy named, I'm saying his name is Pig, I think his name is. Pig.
Those guys, right, from Brownsville and Brooklyn, right? They're wild guys. Listen, I went to school, Haitian Jack, all those guys. I know those guys since I was a kid. And that shit too. And they're not from Brownsville, they're from other sections. But that's how we know. We know each other from being locked up in juvenile. We know each other from watching each other make snatches and seeing the police chase them. And they watching us, we rob houses. And they know the houses and they see us with the money, and they know the people from the neighborhood that we robbed, and then they see us in Brownsville with the money we stole from the people in their neighborhood, and it was just crazy. And sometimes guys would bring us to that neighborhood to show us guys to rob.
But you said you was always afraid. How were you afraid and doing all this crime?
Listen, I had the crew, and Browns are probably like in Philadelphia too. If you become the victim,
Right.
listen, having a crew is like having is a pack of wolves. We're all weak and vulnerable.
Mm.
You know, you
Absolutely. Absolutely.
all love each other until you're weak and vulnerable. That's why
Old,
everybody shows strength at all times.
right. Old Timers Day in Brownsville. Tell me about Old Timers Day.
Went there, they were shooting, but that's Brownsville, so I look at that as being normal. So when they're shooting in Brownsville, it's like people keep dancing. They don't jump and run and shit. Dancing.
Just keep on moving, right?
I'm very proud to be from that place. I learned a lot about life being from that place. And that's why I'm the guy I am, because of that place.
Yeah. Have you stayed in touch with a lot of the guys? I'm saying you have relationships with a lot of guys you grew up with.
But one of them pretty much lived with me.
Okay.
And I keep in touch with them. And they all, listen, just like you, I know. Just like you see you doing good, I see you on television. Hey, break me off, baby.
I'm not getting broke. Only thing about it, I'm not getting broke though.
Huh?
Only thing about it, I'm not getting broke.
I don't know. I'm always breaking them off. I have to break them off. Guys back then.
Now, is it breaking you off or is it extortion? Which one?
No, I break them off because I love them. And when I was a kid, they stopped me from being killed. They stopped guys from shooting me.
Wow.
Hurting me.
Where you at, Mike? Where you at? Come
Right
back.
here. I owe them a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I look at it that way. I look at it. If it wasn't for him that day to stop that guy from robbing me and killing me, I wouldn't be who I am today. Oh, this guy.
Wow.
This guy stopped the guy from throwing me off a roof because I stole his pigeons. I wouldn't be here today. So I'm not going to break them off. They can't give them fucking $20,000. I can't break them off. $20,000 is like me giving somebody, a guy with $100 giving somebody a penny. So why wouldn't I want to?
Listen, that's facts.
Why wouldn't I want to?
Listen.
You know what $20?
Tell me what it.
Charlie, you know what $20,000 gonna do for a street nigga?
Right. I'll be back. It's like Mortimer yesterday. I'm saying on Trading Places. We back.
One day, I'm gonna spend that on clothes. His brother's that's gonna be his life. He's gonna have that. You know how long he's gonna last? 20,000 in fucking Brownsville.
Change his life.
Can't still have money to get an apartment, rent some apartment for a year.
Change his life.
Yeah.
Woo. So, Mike, in the history of me being a fan of fighting, I don't know anybody, probably other than Ali, that commanded like the electricity that you brought in a building. I remember you coming to that basketball game that Puffy had in New York. You literally shut the whole game, the whole auditorium. You shut it down. What was that feeling like for you?
Hey, listen, Charlie, I'm gonna tell you something that my wife don't like. Okay. I trained. I expect that. That's why I trained for. I trained for that. This is what I trained.
Wow.
So when it happens, why should I be surprised?
Wow.
Why should I say, "Oh my God, I'm very humble"? I trained for this. I caused this to happen. This didn't happen by osmosis.
Right. Absolutely.
This didn't happen by me doing nothing and praying. Oh, no, I love that. I have to do work.
But no one in the history of sports that I know of commanded that type of. Understand this. You had guys trying to get to you closer than girls were trying to get close to you. Guys.
Because that's who we are. We're both, Iceberg Slim told me this. He said the greatest Mac is when he could both play female and male.
Woo!
That's a Mac.
Woo!
Most be a Mac. People with ego can't be a Mac. But everybody says they're a fucking Mac, but they got the biggest ego in the world. They got the ego just to say they're a Mac. That's an ego. A Mac is proof. Show and prove, not by words.
Wow. So you considered yourself being a Mac?
Absolutely, yes. Still to this day. And a Mac has nothing to do with women. A Mac is somebody that has his environment under control. That's a Mac.
So when you go out now,
Excuse me?
So when you go out now in your life every day, you're anticipating to draw the crowd towards you. You want it.
No. I just know it's going to happen. Listen, Charlie. My wife says my wife doesn't like the way I think sometimes. She said, If nobody said anything to you, you went outside, no one said hi, you might commit suicide.
Woo! God damn.
You wouldn't know what to do if you went outside, no one acknowledged you. Because all my life, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be acknowledged, so I killed myself to be acknowledged. In order to live, you have to kill yourself.
Mm.
If that's what life is. Life is the willingness to die.
Do you continuously do that, or is just you do it once? Do you continuously murder that?
Absolutely. I try to kill myself as much as possible.
Wow.
Because when you have to understand this, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
Correct.
I think my life is worth a lot, so I risk it a lot.
So living on the edge is where you love.
I don't live on the edge. I live my life.
I'm talking about, okay, got it. So your life is that.
I don't know if my life is even that. It's just what it is. It is. You can't define it. I can't articulate it. It is. The best way I say is maybe it's extreme, but it's not extreme. It's living life. But to articulate it, I have to use that word.
Mm. So I want to go back to your coach, your father figure, Customato, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and one of them I'm saying I want to see how you actually respond to it. So Cos taught you number system, like you said, programming, almost in a programming way, right? And you just wanted to be able to come back and say, Cos, I did it. You know what I mean? I won, right? You get to the greatest day in your career to win the championship, to become the youngest heavyweight champ ever. You know what I mean? At that 19 years old, November 22nd, 1986, and he's not dead, huh?
John F. Kennedy was assassinated. You know, it's
The same day. The same day.
Right.
Wow. So you win the championship that day, and of course he precedes that, you know, in his death. Did you feel like somewhat that he left you? I'm talking about like abandoned you?
In a way, I felt that way. That's weird that you say that. I felt that he abandoned me because that's immature thinking. I was immature when he died. So I'm about myself. And he programmed that about me too. Don't only think about me. So I'm thinking, that old motherfucker, he left me. He gave me all this stuff and he left me out here with all these animals by myself. I was angry.
To me, I'm gonna tell you, when I seen your relationship with Kevin Rooney, when I seen your relationship with all the people that Cos put around, he wanted them around you, and I seen it slowly but surely kind of like reduce themselves, get away, actually put themselves in a situation where you moved them out of your life. No. And I was like, go ahead.
Listen, it came to where they didn't understand I gave them the job. They thought they owned me.
Wow.
But they helped start me off. They thought they owned me.
Wow.
That's what that was all about.
But Bill Clayton is his name. Bill Clayton, his name is. Yeah. What did you feel about them as managers?
Typical slave master managers and shit.
Wow.
Slave masters.
So almost instantaneously after you won, you started reevaluating them.
Nigga, listen, right? As soon as Cuz died, everybody that he said was my friend, they turned on him. They started playing me, trying to play me. So they were down with me when Cuz was alive, fighting for me and everything. When Cuz died, they went for the money.
And you had the wherewithal to see that right away.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw them started acting funny. Guys who were, listen, this is what Cuz had to, this is what Cuz did. Cuz was so powerful, right? He had the way, people involved with him, he had a way of making them his slaves. Whatever he called them, they did whatever he said. He was called Madison Square Garden. And every big fight in Madison Square Garden, I never paid. Because Cuz had a guy he used to train that would watch the door. And every guy come in, listen, you know Wycliffe?
Yes.
One day, me and Wycliffe, we was all in the street, we was hanging out. And you asked, I brought around 15 of him. I said, let's see the fight. And I brought 15, we didn't pay a dime. We walked right into Madison Square Garden. You asked him that.
You Mike Tyson. What are you supposed to?
Listen, Michael Jackson couldn't go in the garden in a fight and bring 20 motherfuckers in. Free. Don't tell me Mike Tyson, that's just Customato fucking taking care of me from the dead.
Wow.
You know how arrogant those guys are to be able to say no to somebody? How people walk by and diss them and treat them like God. You know how powerful they are when they can say no? They feel so good after being shit on by the celebrities all day.
So what the teaching that Cas and the effect that he had on your life at times when you were walking to necessarily, let's just say, let's use a dark room, and he would say, Mike, don't go. Why would you go against what Cas what he actually taught you? Why would you do that?
Because listen, right? It comes a time in life where the best of friends will surely depart. In life,
Wow.
living in your own decision, not allowing people like Cuss. He was so frightened because he knew I fucking was a little bit of an asshole, and he tried to protect me ever since. He was right. He tried to protect me ever since the day. Everything, he always tried to protect me. And by sometimes I realized, like a parent does, and Cuss always said this about his parents. Sometimes out of love they smothered you, and that's probably what he did a little.
Mm. Mm.
Nobody around me, like convinced me and leave him. I didn't understand. I wanted to stay here with my family. I didn't want. He was so strange. His wife, all his fighters left him for like diet, all that stuff. But I wanted to. I didn't even want to fight. I just wanted to stay around them. I had a family. I'm a sue at you niggas. I'm a sue. Now I got these white people loving me, and not only that, I got these white people making these other white people respect me.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. I want to ask you about that too. I want to ask you about that. I want to know. I'm gonna put you in the car seat, and you got a young fighter like yourself, 15 years old, and he's coming from the inner city of Brooklyn, and he's just not cultivated anything. But he,
No,
Rodney Jerkins is on here too. Rodney's on as well. But listen,
that's
Rodney's
my.
on. That's my brother as well. But I'm saying, so I'm putting you in that seat, in the car seat. I know that he insulated you. He wouldn't let nobody bother you. He would pretty much let you do and run how you wanted to run. Would you do the same thing in that seat with Cas?
Well, I couldn't do it like because listen, Cuss is a very rare gem. People
Mm.
can't like him. How come everybody that associate with Cuss Cuss could tell them to kill somebody and they'll do it? Cuss is deep on controlling the mind of people, giving them an insight on some control. Cuss is the kind of guy like this. Listen, right? Normally a guy goes like this. You see a weak guy, fuck that nigga. Let me take it to it. And Cuss see a weak guy, Cuss says, let me make him strong.
Mm.
Listen, he see a weak guy, I see a weak guy, he see him strong. He changed like that.
Mm.
Always
So,
like
so Mike Tyson, if you were sitting in the car seat, Mike Tyson couldn't come. He would leave, he would be going out your gym the first weekend.
listen, I'm different. I'll probably be into my own head. I got an ego. I ain't gonna let somebody talk to me a certain way. I'm not gonna let somebody act a certain way and stuff. But Cuss was just he's a master at what he do. That's why I succeeded in what I did because he was a master. Not necessarily because of my skill and stuff, but because what he gave me the confidence. And what I learned about confidence is this: confidence applied properly will supersede a genius. A genius won't have a match for him.
Mm.
Nothing more strong than confidence. Too confident.
So you don't think that could actually you don't think ego could actually supersede that?
No, because the confidence creates the ego.
And you told me that was the thing that you actually welcomed. You welcomed the biggest ego in the room.
Absolutely, because it's not the biggest ego, but it's the control of the biggest ego, the master.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
Everyone, everybody can control it.
So okay, so now cost transitions. You actually now are getting trainers that don't understand that teaching, that numbers system. How did you even allow them to come into your environment?
I don't know. I had Don King. I was confused. Everybody that was on my team was was betraying me. Not
Mm.
and hey, listen, nigga, I'm a young kid.
Were you aware of it at the present time? At the present.
I don't know what I was aware of. I was aware of myself. I was aware
Right.
of me. Dick.
Mm.
That's what you do when you're 19 years old with a lot of fucking money and never had it before. You're conscious of you, your material world, and your dick. So I had all the material and all the pussy that I wanted.
Oof.
But I didn't have no security for my future. I couldn't even fuck the bitches that I used to fuck because I had no money.
So you think money was the thing that drew them to you, not you.
No, it had to be money, yeah. I made sure it was that.
You said you made sure.
I want them fucking people to know me. You think I want them to know my dark ass and never talk to me again? Fucking.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty amazing right there. Wow. 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 Sheesh. Your style, angles, switching stances. You know what I mean? I noticed that you always did something. You would hit a guy to the body and then you go uppercut. Why would you just go uppercut? Why'd you go to the body first?
The uppercut is the most underestimated punch, and it's the most unexpected punch because you
And
can't.
I noticed you would switch. You would switch to the right side, switch to the left side. You deliver a punch, and then you would kind of switch over. What was that about? Tell me about that.
Listen, the art of the knockout, right? The art of the knockout is not seeing the punch. So the name of the game is trying to persuade the guy to believe something's happening that's not actually happening. Punch where he don't.
Wow, you said the art. I didn't hear your whole thought. What did you say?
Art of knocking people out is hitting them with punches they don't see.
Got it. Now I see your son. I seen you working your son out. He looks like he has the natural skill set. Is that correct?
He's scholastic. He's listen. He's an awesome kid. He's a straight A student.
But he like he like to be sitting on those punches.
What is his IQ, Miguel? Now he's like one of the highest IQs out there, right, baby? GPA. His GPA. You know what that is?
Yes, absolutely.
It's off the hook. It's off. Yeah.
But I'm saying again, he could be an astute, you know what I'm saying, gentleman. But at the same time, he could be a skilled boxer as well, and he looked like he got it.
This is what I found out about people, right? And I don't like to say it about myself. Listen, you see how great Muhammad Ali is? Forget his kids, his bloodline. There's nobody that on this planet that's going to be like him. So how you his bloodline, they're going to be like him? There's nobody on the planet. It has nothing to do. He had nothing to do with bloodline. He was created by the gods of war. He has nothing to do with bloodline.
So you don't think lightning could strike again?
Huh?
You don't think lightning could strike again? You don't think it could happen again?
Muhammad Ali lightning?
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali? No.
Really?
Listen, you won't see it in your lifetime. I won't see it in my.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. What drove you to master your craft? Huh?
Excuse me? Say it again?
I said, what drove you to master your craft? What kept your eye on it?
Insecurity, poverty. I don't want to. I want my family to be proud of me. When I was fighting, I started. My mother was alive, but when my mother died, right, I used to make cuss. She's been to court back and forth all my life. I've been locked up. She's been dealing with that. She never saw anything good with me. All her friends said, I'm going to die. Your son is no good. He's this and that. I robbed her friends. You know, I'm the nigga that, with my mother and her friend downstairs drinking, I go to, in my back of my room, I'm going to escalate the fire. I go up into their house, rob that, wipe them out, everything. They go upstairs after drink, come down. Lorna, they took it all. Lorna, they took the food. I was that way. I wanted to be down with the street hoodlums, and I was a criminal. I would have boyfriends come in. She have her dates come in, and after they finish doing whatever they do, he be wiped out sleeping. I go in cut his pocket, wipe him off, take his watch, his jewelry. He get up, probably beat my mother's ass, but I got the money. That's what my whole life was about, hustling, getting money, robbing houses, snatching chains, snatching people's pockets out. That was my before I got involved with fighting. I was just a criminal. My whole life was going to be a criminal, and I was going to rob people. I was going to set people up, maybe kill them.
Well, okay, so now I don't think money suppresses that. It's a mentality.
Oh,
how did you suppress it?
I guess at one time, stealing was my life. Robbing and stealing was my life, and now I have tried to do that. Now that's
what?
Shameful to me now. I have too much pride to steal now.
Got it. They say experience is the best teacher. What have you learned today that you wish you knew when you was 19 or 21?
Excuse me?
I said they say experience is the best teacher. What have you obtained today in your life that you wish you would have told your 19, 21-year-old self?
Well, what I was told my 20 that what you're experiencing now is just a moment in time. It's going to be better.
It's going to be so much better. Would you have told you relax, take
Excuse
it
me?
in? Would you have told yourself relax, take it in? It's going to be fine?
No, I would tell myself this, you know, from a guy like me, I read a lot because I have not never gone to school, so I read a lot, and I became kind of worldly, and I know, and somewhere in Tibet, right, there's a whole bunch of monks that live there, a bunch of them, right, probably 100, but all of them having this in their hut, they have a skeleton head to keep them conscious that, and you know when you see a skeleton head, the skeleton head has always got the big smile, right? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
But all of them have a skeleton head in their hut to let them know life is a joke. When it's all over, we're going to be a skeleton head, and we're going to have a big smile on our face. I don't take. I don't expect anything. I wanted to tell you. That's why I don't get disappointed anymore. Because I don't expect anything.
You said any more?
Yeah. Because I saw the poorest people in the world, but they were so happy. They couldn't. They're so poor. They have no liquid in their body to cry. They cry as Christians, right? But why they happy? They don't expect shit. A guy like me expects everything. Just in case I do something, I expect $1 million to do this. And there's nothing is to do this. I want $1 million. What a prick I am. So you know what I mean? So I just look at stuff. I don't expect anything. I don't let manage of me, but I don't expect shit.
Wow. Wow.
I got a better relationship with my wife. Listen, if I see my wife talking to a guy that I don't know that well, and they talk like they had a relationship in the past, I don't say shit, nigga, because the only one's gonna be upset is me. I don't say. My whole job is to keep my side of the street. I love my wife to death, die for it, all that bullshit fight, but you know, I ain't gonna get into a business no more. I ain't gonna do that no more.
You said no more.
Yeah, I used to be talking husbands and shit, not no more. Fuck that shit, nigga. Only one's gonna be me.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
laughing at me, but you know, I'm going nuts. I don't get in nobody's business no more. Right?
But you said nobody's business. Y'all are one. Y'all are one. You said nobody's business.
We are one. See, Charlie, her being my wife and me being her husband, that's our identification. That's our identification to the world, who we are. Now that we have that, so that to the world that this is we're wives and husband, now we have our life to settle and get to become appropriate, and that's a lot of work. And so from now to 11 years, I don't think this will last the first year. So we made so much progress within that 1 year. We went from
What were the tools that you used to get there? How'd you get there?
With a bad memory.
You said bad memory. Elaborate.
I don't sweat the small things.
Got it.
I don't sweat nothing. I don't sweat a past. I don't sweat nothing anymore.
Got it.
Well, it is me, because I'm talking to them there. When you get an interview with somebody, you can tell them that, you know. They're always on me. They listen to me what I'm saying. But I love her, and I let her do that, because I can't win it.
How did fatherhood impact your life, not having your father around you?
Oh, no. I don't know nothing about fatherhood. I just do it. You know what I mean?
You just do it?
There's no particular way I have to father. If my kids are out of line, I tell them they're out of line. When I'm out of line, they tell me I'm out of line. We got a good relationship. There's no beatings like me. Like I got so many beatings. I got beaten almost every day. They don't know. And if my kids never complain about me, I tell them that my father. You have something to complain about.
Right.
I'm with them every day. My father was. I saw my father once a year. But when I saw him, I was so happy to.
Wow.
About my mother. That was. So I became like my father until I grew up. My father never grew up. different thing that I grew up.
You think that it was because of your exposure, the fact that you were able to see something outside of the four corners of your block?
Big, right? My father and my mother were fly when they were young. They hung out with Malcolm, Miles Davis, all those fly guys from the swing era, 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. And then she died in 82. They were ballers. They were playing. My grandfather had money in the States and stuff. They were having a really good time. If I send you a picture of my mother, you know she had money in her era.
Wow. What was your relationship with your mom?
Not good.
Why wasn't it?
My mother was like a borderline prostitute, and that didn't live well on me because she would do it in front of us. It was just that world, and that's the world I come in with. So that's probably why I had
And,
my experience with women. That's why my experience with women was always bumpy.
right, right, right. Yeah, I have a saying that your mother's the first woman you fall in love with or out of love with, as well as your father.
No, nigga, I married my wife because she got characteristics of my mother. That's what all men marry their mother,
Mm.
even if they're not conscious of it. Even when they hate their mother, they marry their mother. That's the only woman they know about love from. So that's the only way they can perceive of love. Is from even that cranky ass woman who they're married, but if they keep each other,
Wow.
that's the kind.
Wow.
That's just really black fake love, gutter love. That they fight all day, but they kill somebody else that'll fight against them. It's just really distorted love. Distorted shit.
So, speaking of love, do you love Mike Tyson? You back? You back? You back?
You go.
I said, speaking of love, do you love Mike Tyson?
Hey, listen, right? Sometimes I have to break up with him because when I fall in love with him, I have no fucking competition.
That Wi-Fi is crazy, Mike. That Wi-Fi is crazy. That,
My love again.
I said, yeah, yes, yeah. I'm still on that. I'm saying that. Still talking about
So
you
what?
loving Mike Tyson.
Tell me about me loving myself. What should I do? What characteristics? Yeah, what characteristics show self love?
I think that you find out where your flaws are at, right? So you want to strengthen those, right? And in the areas that you're loving of people, you find out things that make you feel good, and you strengthen those as well. So you suppress the things that you make you what you call an asshole, I guess. You know what I mean? Try to get because I do what you call an evaluation on myself. I do an audit on myself every year around my birthday.
What do we call that, baby? Observation.
Well, I call it audit, right? So I do an audit. So what I look at, I evaluate. My birthday comes December 20th of each year. So around December 18th, I start evaluating my life. Who didn't matter to me? Who didn't I give my all to? If I gave one, like say I gave you 20%, I gave Will 80. I'm gonna take the 20 from you and give Will that 20, give him 100. Because I'm wasting my time and your time. We're not able to benefit. People come in your life for two reasons. They come into impact it in a positive way or a negative way. There's only two things going to happen.
No, life. People come in your life because you want them in your life. You gave them messages to come in your life.
Mm-hmm. To impact it in two ways.
No, no, no. This is bigger than impact. Guys, when you see people,
That Wi-Fi, Mike.
hey, listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people come in your life, they come in your life sometimes because you're both looking for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sex addicts or drug addicts or whatever. When they come in the room, they know who's who, but they're looking for the same thing. They look out at each other. They call each other from far distance. It's like telepathy. They call each other and eventually they meet each other. That's how the world works. It doesn't work. They come in your life to hurt you. They come in your life and then you make what happens out of it. Say they do something like steal money. It's up to you to say, I'm finished with that guy, or say, hey, he's bigger than the money. Maybe we can understand it and show some compassion. Or maybe I beat the fuck out of him and kill him. For what? What? I saw
You,
people.
you,
Some people kill people for less, but just say $1,000 I get affected me, violate me. He has to die. Because if he violates me, everybody's gonna violate me. That's why he died. That's why most people in the street die, because he can't let nobody know that this guy violated me. After this, if he violated me, you see what happens.
mm, mm. Wow.
You from Philadelphia, buddy? I know they do the same thing down there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I would say to you, people are intrigued by what's going on, what makes Mike tick, what makes him happy and what ticks him off. They want to know that. Because again, they're looking at it, from a distance. They don't know. They want to know. What makes him have that time bomb, if you will? And how does he suppress that time bomb?
Big, right? My time bomb comes from my trauma. Things I've dealt with, what, sexual abuse, or just being beat up all the time. Or just watching your mother being beat up, or watching your mother fuck all the time. So you get that trauma. So I look at life, my life is different. I look at life from a different eyes than probably you or other people.
Well, we've been talking, man, you've been talking and you've been giving me some insight and some perspective that I started looking at a little different.
It's just that you really, like, you can't know yourself. Like right now, if I told somebody I know who I am, then I'd be limiting myself to being just this.
Mm-hmm.
54, this is where I limit myself to. This is where I know. I know myself at 54 that I know nothing.
Mm.
54, if I know who I am, then I'm such a limited motherfucker. Then I shouldn't even be living.
Mm.
Every day, life is about change. Next month you'll be different than you are today.
No question. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow you'll be different than you are today. I just gave
Tomorrow.
thinking pattern, but tomorrow you won't be different. No 2 days are the same. Isn't that something? Just as we talking right now, every tenth of a minute of a second we're dying. But we
Right.
don't. But we're not tripping on it because we still feel good. But
You
we're
think
dying.
you feel good? You feel good?
I feel awesome. Never felt this good in my life. Just physically, I'm sure now. But as far as my outlook on life is awesome.
Mm. Okay. So let's go into I'm back. What does that mean? I see the physical transformation, but what does that mean? I'm back.
That don't really mean nothing. That just means I'm here.
You said it. You said it. You said it like intently in the camera.
Yeah, I'm here. And I'm capable of doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a scenario you're saying I'm in a different field of life, in a different frame of thinking.
Got it. Got it. You embarked on acting a few years back, and you've been doing it. What is your affinity for acting?
Hey, I used to like what I really like to do. I used to like entertaining people.
Mm. Just another form.
I used to like entertaining people. Ever since because him explaining about if you do this, how many people will love you, and I got caught up with that. I got caught up with
Mm.
myself and my world, my penis, how many people know me, and I'm coming to it. No one could ever believe I did this. Then listen, right? I always felt I was the worst guy in the world. I had no money, but my mother and father had a great life. I pretty much had a great life. I was cussing them. I was just had a great life. I had a great life. Everybody in the town knew me. Everybody in the country knew me. I had a new car. I couldn't even drive. I didn't have a license. I guess the cussing them just spoiled me. Maybe that wasn't good. I knew what it was like. You know what I knew? I knew I was like when those white guys had a father and they made their father proud. So I made him very proud. You know how I made him proud? By breaking people's ribs, breaking people's ribs, breaking their eye sockets. That made him very happy. So I like making him happy. So I continue to do that. And it got me
So you said you like making people happy.
out. Because I thought, one day I hit a guy, and I think I broke his eye socket, and it really wasn't because it was a nice guy. And I felt bad. And then Cuz told me, and he explained, but it was really, he did it in a classy way, but I'm going to do it in my way.
Mm.
And he said, you continue to do that, and people will love you for it.
Wow. RJ, go ahead. Finish your statement.
No, go ahead, say it again. He said this, it would be a foreign language to you if you listen to me.
Mm.
And that's, then I got I got turned out by him. I became his slave. And that way that I would do anything that he told me. If he told me to kill somebody, I would kill somebody. I used to put my head in that frame of mind. I want to be champion. I want to be everything this guy's talking about. I want to be known forever. And then I started reading books about fighting.
Okay, again, what did Kos say to you that made you like, okay, I'm going to listen to everything this man says to me? What was it? What was that thing? What was that defining moment that connected with you? Like, I'm going to submit.
He said, if you listen to me, you'd be the greatest fighter in the world. You'd be the youngest champ ever.
And that was it.
Yeah. He said, listen. I used to always complain and cry because I didn't have girlfriends and stuff. He said, you listen to me, I'm going to have to buy you a bat to beat them off you. And he's right. I never had a girlfriend. I was always crying and stuff. He said, just listen to me, son, and you trust me. I'm going to buy you a bat to beat them off you. He's right.
God. So now you were robbing people.
I just never forgot this. Confidence applied properly will supersede a genius. I never forgot that.
Right.
Confidence.
Right.
This world was created off of confidence. Alexander the Great created his world off of the greatest conqueror of all time. And it may not have been true, but he showed it. And listen, be honest, he's not the greatest conqueror of all time, but everybody thinks he is.
Right. What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
He's not the greatest conqueror. He didn't conquer more than But he was more charismatic.
Got it.
He's very charismatic.
Do you feel like you have like major charisma? You feel like that because you have a magnetic draw still today.
Hey, I'm very grateful, and I don't take myself serious. I don't get embarrassed and stuff like that. I won't let nobody embarrass me. I just don't get embarrassed because I know that from 10 minutes from now to probably 30 years from now, I won't exist anymore.
But your legacy will live on.
Excuse me?
Your legacy will live on.
Legacy don't mean anything.
Nothing.
Just being known. If you know me, you know. Just like I searched those other fighters up and no one knew who they were, people do that about me. Listen, right? This is so funny. It was this guy named Ballard Nelson. He fought in he started fighting 1990, but he hit his prime in 1903, 4, 5, 08, and 10. But I saw him fight a guy he knocked out named Howell Haler, 1910 sometime. He knocked him out. And he put his hands on his waist. So when I knocked out Larry Holmes, I put my arms on my hands on my waist like Ballard Nelson.
You did.
Showed the people. I showed them. I did that because I saw Ballard Nelson do that.
Wow.
Lady that was 80 years old came to me and said, "This guy that knocked Ballard Nelson knocked out her father. She wanted me to sign it." She heard me say that, and she came. I don't know where this old lady was from. She came all the way to Las Vegas. She couldn't get in the fight, but she came to meet me, and she did. And I signed the thing. And she said, "That's my father." When you were doing like Ballard Nelson, that was my father that he knocked out. And she came. She's an old lady, like 75.
So, Mike, you were robbing people at an alarming number growing up, right?
Yeah.
But then, every time I've ever seen you, you were always giving of yourself, in every which way. You were always even at the height. I'm talking about like in terms of, I guess when you say ego, I've always seen you be very giving. How did that? It was such a contrast.
I heard my mother was like that. Maybe it's genetics. Cause I don't know. I just to somebody because that's
I remember you came to Philly, huh?
Gave it to me. Custom gave me the knowledge. He didn't charge me a penny. Who do you?
I can't hear you.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay.
I said, Custom taught me that for nothing. They trained me for nothing. I didn't pay to get trained.
Wow. Paid nothing. But then
Cuss was a communist guy, socialist guy. He gave everything he had away. He had me think that he got his money, people stole his money. But I found out he gave all his fucking money away. He's a communist guy, socialist. He gave all his money away.
But Mike, you would I'm saying, listen to me. I would be around you and you would have thousands of thousands. I'm talking about cash on you, and you would give it away. I remember you came to Philly. You came to Philly one time. I asked you to come to Philly. You came to Philly, and I guess you got lost out in the plateau, but you went to go get something to eat, right? The girl hit me up and said, "Mike just gave me $1,000 tip."
Well, I got it. If I got it, I could do it.
But most people that have it don't want to give it up because they didn't have it.
Well, that's just how I am. Listen, know what's so funny? I don't know if it's my ego. I always had money. Even when I was in the street, I just always had it. Even when guys used to pick on me and rob me, they always robbed me for a lot of money. I always had money.
Wow.
I was constantly robbing people, robbing houses. Listen, I'm 10 years old, 11 years old. I'm going in houses. I'm getting 15,000. I'm getting a machine gun. I'm getting 45. Listen, man, can you imagine that? Can you imagine being I'm 11 years old and got $30,000 and got a fucking machine gun, got some 45? Can you imagine that?
That's like 15 million to you.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got guns, nigga. I'll kill somebody. Robbing somebody's house. They got guns in there. Man, it's crazy being in somebody's house. And they're in there, you don't know it. But they're in there and you don't know it.
No, and you're going to get machine guns. You're going to get guns out of a place.
Yeah, and the guy
and hope that he ain't stand at the top. Hope that he ain't stand at the top of the step waiting for you.
No, he's in the bed sleeping. He's talking. He's thinking I'm somebody else. Honey, you there? What you doing, baby? And I'm, whoa! I knocked on the door. No one answered. I've been knocking on the door. I said, no one's there. So I went in there. He's sleeping. He's there, baby. You get something. You got something. I'm like, oh shit! And I'm walking out. And, oh man!
Wow!
See,
wow! Wow! Tell me about Jack Dempsey. Tell me about Jack Dempsey.
My house. You know, that's part of it too.
You said what?
I had a couple of friends that got killed going in somebody's house.
Yeah, that's going to be the probability is high.
Yeah, real high, but the rewards is really high too.
It's not though. Not in your life. Not in your life. It's a perception that it is.
Check it out, Charlie. Right? In Brownsville, if you ain't hustling, you don't got no money, you're gonna die anyway. You're gonna be. You're not hustling. You're a victim. Ain't that something? You could be going to school, be the nice guy, but you're a victim because you're not robbing and stealing. You're in Philly, man. If you're not doing this, you're the other team. You're on the other side.
This is true. A question came in from RJ. He said, "Tell the story of how y'all met, you and Rodney Jerkins."
Listen, I decided to do a music company, right? I'm talking to Devontae, and somebody said, do a music company. I said, okay, who do we go to? And then someone told me the baddest guy, this young guy's teenager, name is Rodney Jerkins. He's in Jersey. He lives by Atlantic City. So the first thing I did, I called them up and said, hey, we need you, buddy. Let's do this and that.
We need you, buddy.
And we've been friends ever since.
You got him in shape, too. You with him in shape. How was he?
Rodney, listen, he's like, if not my best friend, he's like one of my best friends in the world.
Hey, listen, we love him. Don't we love him?
Oh, he's the best.
We love him. We absolutely love him. Tupac, tell me about your relationship with Tupac.
Listen, I met Tupac one day. It was a club happening in the Palladium on Sunset. They didn't want to let him in, and the guy that was blocking the door was holding the party. He was a very close friend of mine. But he was very close, and I said, what's up? He said, man, he can go in, Mike. He let him in. He grabbed the mic, started rhyming, and then I met him. And then when I went to prison, he wrote me a letter, and then he came the next week, and he came around 3 times to visit me.
It's crazy because I remember when you went to jail. I think I spoke to you the morning that I believe I spoke to you the morning that you were actually going to court when they sentenced you, right? Yeah. And then I spoke to you probably I probably spoke to you a year later. I had been writing you. You was like, no, I received your letters. You know what I mean? He's like, but listen, hold on. I got to go check this dude for my cigarettes. I was like, Mike, what are you doing? He said, I'm in jail, man. I got to handle my business, man.
You can't believe what I had to go through in this place, right?
How was that experience in jail? Honestly, you walk in there the first day. The whole jail got to be like, you got to disrupt the whole place.
The place was so happy I was in there. Oh, man. So I go into my cell. I'm mad. I go in my cell, I close the cell door, and this white guy said, no, come on out here. Hey, man, come out here. You need to be out. We need to see you. We love you and all that shit. Oh, man. And, yeah, it was just a lot of love. Too much love. And, too much love is not good for you either. And you learn that when you're in rehab and you read the big book. And the quickest form of relapse is the lack of love and too much love. Isn't that stupid?
Too much love.
Too much love. Because too much love is if everything I do is good, how could that be bad? That's what you think as a junkie. If everybody loves me, why can't I do this? Because now I do
Wow.
this. Now I don't feel everybody's unhappy. Everybody's sad. I'm happy, but everybody's sad. When I'm
So,
not doing it, everybody's happy and I'm sad.
mm. So much like Malik El Sabaj, Malcolm X incarcerated, he found Allah. You did the same thing, I think, in jail.
Not true. I didn't think you know that. You know I was Muslim before I went in prison.
No, I'm saying I'm just again that's people's perception. I know that. I'm saying people's perception is that you found Allah in jail, but that didn't happen. But I'm
But
saying, go ahead, go ahead.
so sound good for the books and the paper, so I let them go with it. But that's
Right.
not true.
So again, correct it. Let the folks know, let the brothers and sisters know.
Although,
When did that actually happen for you?
listen, I was Muslim before I went there. I was always my chauffeur was Captain Joe Yusuf Shah. Yusuf
Yeah.
Shah. They the one he was down. He was the minister before Malcolm was.
Hmm.
So, and he used to be my driver, and he would educate me every day, every second of the week, and every time he would drive me. You know,
What was it about Islam that drew you in? What was it about the religion that drew you?
that's just who I am
Right.
as a
Right.
person. It's just
Hmm.
who do it influences. Just who,
You coming out of jail that night? I'm watching you coming out. You're in a place of now. Were you in a place of peace? It seemed like you was very much so. You were centered. It seemed like you were.
I wasn't saying I wanted revenge. I came out of prison with the wrong frame of mind.
Wow.
That's why I went.
Wow.
You know, that's why I went back. I came out with a bad frame of mind. I came out for revenge. I thought
Revenge on who?
exactly. Who? Me. I made this up. I made all that up in my head in prison, feeling sorry for myself. He's against me. She's against me. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill that bitch. I'm gonna do. That's what it was.
Mm, 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 mm. So you were very much so infuriated, and you wanted to make people pay.
Yeah, because I don't think I should have been in there.
Listen. I'll tell you. I'm here to say it myself. The least thing, again, listen. No knock to any female ever, and I hope that I'm saying that I can actually say this because I'm going to say it. Mike Tyson don't need to violate any woman at any point, any time. Literally,
But dig,
I
right?
would speak to that. You don't have to say it. I'll speak to that.
Oh, I know, but I want you to know this, nigga. I'm not above violating a woman, right? But I didn't violate that woman. That's just keeping it real.
Mm.
Especially back then. Back then, I wasn't above violating, taking no pussy and stuff, but I didn't take hers.
Are you mad at her?
No way. That was a favor. That was a big blessing for me.
A big blessing.
Yes. Listen, I look at life totally different. Yeah, I used to look at some people as my nigga, my player, my homeboy, my bitch, my hoe, and now I look at them all as my teachers. I don't look at them. I look at them in a totally different perspective. I have
Have you seen her? Have you seen her?
no. I don't see. I wouldn't know what she looked like if I saw her.
If she walked up to you and say, "My name is Desiree," she don't need to say last name. What would be your response?
Nothing. I was, how you doing? I don't even know her no more. I don't even have that connection with her no more. I don't.
Hmm.
That like it's never happened.
How about if she wanted to sit down with you?
Huh?
How about if she wanted to sit down with you?
I'm not interested in doing that.
Okay.
No, she didn't do. She did the wrong thing. I'm not interested. I'm over that. I'm doing this now.
Hmm.
This is so much bigger than anything I ever experienced in my life.
So you would just be a gentleman and say, "Have a nice day." Couldn't go no further.
I don't know if I'm a gentleman like that, but it wouldn't be no static.
Hmm. Got it.
I think I'm
Got it.
above calling her bitches and hoes now. I'm
How'd you
not
get
going.
there?
I don't go that way, huh?
How'd you
I
get
don't
there?
know. I just don't know. I just don't want to go that route anymore because I've done
Hmm.
it already.
Are
Didn't
you
get it.
are you concerned the way your daughters view you and your sons? I'm saying in terms of the way that you, I guess, your walk. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They have to deal with who I am, and then I have to tell their friends and their daughters and their kids, my father was like this. My
Mm.
father did this for me. They gotta say my father sent me to school. My father bought me this house. My father left me all this money when he died. That's
Mm.
what they're gonna tell their friends. My father was a bum. He's no good, but made sure I had this house. He was rotten, but he made sure my kids went to school in this nice school. But he was a bum. He did nothing but work all day. He didn't talk to my mother that much. They argued a bunch. But, you know, I still got this big inheritance that he set me for my kids and my brothers and sisters over here. So maybe it's gonna be something like that. The conversation would be like that.
I think that, and what I've known, kids don't necessarily. I think it all becomes relative. Like, so your younger kids they're growing up in an environment that becomes their reality. So you growing up in Brownsville in a project housing.
No, I didn't have. Listen, I wasn't that good. I lived in slums. I wasn't in the projects.
So slums. So
I
again,
never lived.
so slums.
Listen, being in the projects was, man, I would have been. I would love to have lived in the projects.
Okay. So wherever you live, living in the slums and them living the way they living, to me, is all relative. Right? I remember asking Will one time, did he think that Willow and Jaden understood that, you know, the square footage they live in versus, oh, wait a minute. Mike. Wi-Fi. You back?
You know I'm back, man.
I ain't gonna keep it. How much time you got? Because I can talk to you forever. How much time you have? Mike. 1,000 degrees. Wi-Fi. Mike left. That Wi-Fi is vicious. Again, Monday. I know, right? I know. Monday, Kobe Cole, Brooke Payne, and Cool from Cool in the Gang. And then Wednesday, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith on here, Fresh Prince. DJ Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince, and then Will Smith. And then Friday, we got CeCe Peniston. We have Tank, and we got my girl, Mickey Howard. Brownsville in the building, of course. Where you at, Mike? Where you at? Is Mike back on? Let's see if he's back on. Is Mike back on? Is he back on? That Wi-Fi is crazy. Just got a few more. What up, Columbus Short? What's happening? I need you to come on. I definitely want you to come on. DM me your number. Hey, Columbus, DM me your number. I'll call you, set it up for sure. Where's Mike at? That Wi-Fi is vicious. Here we go. Here he is. I don't want to keep my brother too long, but I can talk to him forever. So, you know, it's endless. I haven't even got through half of the questions I want to ask him, but, you know. Mike.
What?
How much time you got?
My masseuse just came in, so I got a few minutes.
So you got a few. So number 20?
Yeah.
Number 20. I put it, okay, cool. So, wow, man, it's my head is spinning. I got many questions, brother. Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
Tell me about Jack Dempsey.
Hobo, very poor, from Colorado. Became the first $1 million fighter. Aggressive, really savage mentality. So people loved that. It was a different time. Racism was at a height. There was, at the time Jack Dempsey was fighting, there was more Ku Klux Klan members than there ever been in the history of America.
You said more?
Yeah, more members than the Ku Klux Klan.
That Wi-Fi is mean, Mike. Huh?
Yeah, 20 was the biggest moment of the Ku Klux Klan, and that was the time Dempsey was fighting.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Poetry in motion, baby.
Poetry in motion. What was his strengths? What was his weaknesses?
And listen, right? His strength was with Muhammad. He has total supreme confidence in himself. Fast hands, vicious puncher, never give up, fight to the finish, fight every second of the fight, and just had extreme confidence to know he was the best fighter that God created.
Jack Johnson.
He was our first. He was our first, and he showed his character and dignity too.
He fought 100 rounds, I think, or 90 rounds or something like that. How many rounds did he fight?
A 45 rounder, and he got stopped in the 16th round. 26. I'm sorry, 26.
Would you wanted to fight in that time in that many rounds? Would you want it? Huh?
I knocked everybody out in one round.
They say get 2,000 rounds. It wouldn't matter. You're gonna get them out of the first round.
And move their head back then.
Hey, Mike, you know you owe a lot of people money, right?
Why is that?
Dude, I'm not me, but I'm saying the consumer will purchase their tickets and they get to the building and the fight is already over.
I gave them that money for
Huh?
They don't want to let them see me, and that's what I did. They just wanted to see me. That's
No,
all.
I'm saying people still in line trying to get in. The fight is already over.
Hey, they had the opportunity to be in the same moment, in the same space.
Hey, listen, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, brother. A beautiful thing. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Makes it beautiful. Huh? Really like a joke, you know. I really understand. Allah put me in this position, and I'm really nobody.
So you know, there's an urban legend. I hate to talk about it, but I got to do it because people they've dogged me out about it so much. So I got to talk about it because I'm a real dude. We real dudes. So people knew my relationship with you, right? So the day you fought Holyfield, I was running late. I came in the building, the back steps. The fight was over. Now, mind you, I've known Holyfield from Mildred, right? Unbeknownst to me, the fight is over. I walk down the steps. Literally, as soon as I come down the steps, Holyfield is coming there. And he stops to have a conversation with me. They think that I actually went in with you and went out with Holyfield. Can you please tell them that wasn't the case?
I don't know. I wasn't there, but you know, you got to tell
them. No. What I'm saying is I didn't walk into the fight with you. Let them know that I didn't walk into the fight with you, please.
You didn't? I don't know, but you didn't. I don't remember that shit, Charlie.
No. I'm just saying people always would like. Listen, whenever they show that fight, they always show that at the end. They was like, Charlie walked in with Mike and left out with Holyfield. I'm like, no, I didn't. I just was running late.
I don't know, Charlie. Charlie, think about this. What do you like, Charlie? What do you care about what somebody thinks that you want?
No. It's just. Listen, there's an urban kind of fun legend. That's all. I'm not tripping on that. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, about that, Charlie.
We just on here, so I figure I'd address it. You there? How did you go about discovering and starting business ventures in the cannabis industry? How'd they come about?
Listen, you want to know this shit? Listen, I had no idea. I never did this, never wanted to do this. And I was doing a movie in Thailand, producing a movie, heard my brother-in-law's pitch about the cannabis business. And they thought about going full out. They thought it was a good idea. They thought I was a good candidate. Listen, listen, nobody was going to touch me with a 1,000,000-foot pole as far as advertisements and all that back then, right? And so these guys told me, hey, listen, Mike, will you be interested in going back where you were before and being a big superstar and all that stuff? But you got to promote this, and we want to go into business with you, this and that. And then this happened. I come to the office. I wasn't taking it serious. These white guys, I would get some money and then we move on to the next scheme or something. And so my wife must have been talking about them that I've been doing shit, probably fucking with women and probably spending too much money and going out too much. And so they set me up. I interviewed. I was doing this show. Okay, I was doing this show. You were staying here with me, baby, when they do it. Right, so he was doing the show. How you doing, man? And they said, do the toad. He said, I got this medicine that can make you see God, and it's the God monocle. I'm listening to this guy, and I'm high on cocaine right now. I'm saying, what shit you talking about? Nigga, you don't got nothing that I can't see, man. I've been on all the drugs. I've been on the this and that, and my method. And so I said, give it to me. He said, no, this is not like that. You got to lay down, you got to do a ceremony, you got to ask God for permission. I'm like, oh, God. So I go there. And you're not going to believe this. Smoke it. And listen, my spirit went here, my body went here, and I went some places, and man, listen, my whole life changed. I haven't did cocaine in 2 years. I haven't did nothing that I used to do. I don't know what's going on. None of the good stuff is happening.
Is this the toad or is this weed?
No, it's the toad, nigga. Weed is just for me. My personally, the toad is, ooh, boy, the toad is.
Change your life.
Yeah, I can say that. I can say that.
Wow. I know, huh?
Listen, how could a guy come? Listen, I just had a fucking. I was overdosed. I was fat. I was 100 pounds, 85 pounds overweight. How do I do the total? The next thing you know, I'm 220 pounds. I'm ripped, and I'm talking about boxing exhibition. Everybody wants to see. Everybody's offering all these fucking millions, and hundreds, tens of millions of dollars to see me in the fucking. You have to see my old ass. Listen, when I remember I did that little bullshit shadow boxing in the mix.
Yes. Damn near broke the internet.
No, 800 million. Can you believe that? 800 million? Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So I said, I go like this. I'm capable of doing anything now. That showed
that ego again, right? That ego again. It's fueling the ego again.
though. That's the difference. The people let the ego run rapid, and they get intoxicated with the ego running rapid. I'm under control. He's under control. Or she's under whatever it is under control, and it enjoys being under control by me because I allow it to have some comfort as well.
You said something to me very interesting when we spoke last week. You said that you didn't necessarily do it for the people. You did it for you. You love doing it. Can you elaborate on that and share with the brothers and sisters?
I'm just the kind of guy, me, right? I'm the kind of guy. Whatever I anticipated, if it's not capable of embarrassing me, make me look really stupid, I won't do it.
Wow. Wow.
I have to be really full of my feet, idiot. Having that assessment arrive to my
I got it.
and I have to deal with that ordeal. I can deal with that. There's nothing I can't deal with. I realize, like losing my daughter, there's nothing I can't handle. I can never be embarrassed. I can never be ashamed of nobody out here, because we're all gonna die, and everybody's here trying to have a good image before they die. And I'm just living life, man, on life terms.
Speaking of your daughter, where were you at in your mind? Like, how did that affect you? What did it do to you as a father?
Feeling a good feeling. No, but I'm at a stage in my life now.
I can't hear you. Which side?
This is what we do as human beings. We die.
Right.
Die.
I say you live to die.
Maybe, but maybe by dying you really begin to live. Death is being my highest potential. Nothing higher than death. Man, just able to live long enough to die. And nobody, and listen, if you die, we want, listen, the life that me and you have right now, even if we were homeless, we got it for free, nigga. We got it for free. Look how much we got in return. I know you. You know me. We're both influential people in our world. You know? I mean, that's a big thing. It may not be big to you or to me, but that's a big thing. Where we came from, we're talking to each other. What's the possibility you ever think you'd be talking to the heavyweight champ of the world? What's the possibility I think I'd be talking to a guy I've known since I was 20 years old, and now he's still here functioning and living? You know, you're not there yet. I'm not there yet. We've seen a lot of things that other people didn't see, and will never believe that we saw it.
It's true. This is true. Wow.
I gotta get out here. I got here, and she.
I got two more. And I'm gonna let you go. First off, I need you to give. There's a young lady that my father's training along with Chicken in Philadelphia. They call her the young Mike Tyson. Her name was Aaliyah the Archer Davis. She's an amateur, but they said she loves everything about you. I need you to give her a big shout out. Her name was Aaliyah Davis, the Archer.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Leah.
Here, Davis the Archer, have the best of luck in fighting and just never give up. When times are hard and you even might lose a fight, but that don't mean you lost a fight. You know, losing means life. You just were defeated, and you can always come back. You can't come back from losses final. You know,
I love you, brother. Love you, Mike.
Me?
I love you, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake salam. Hey, listen. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Again, once again, I enjoyed it. You know, that's my brother. I could have went on later. I could have did it for 5 or 6 hours. Hakeem, what's up, brother? Assalamu alaikum. I could have went on for a long, I could have talked to him for a long time. I got so many, like I said, I didn't even put a dent in it. I have so much. TJ Jackson, what's going on? Monday, Kobe Cole, Brooke Payne, Cool from Cool and the Gang. Wednesday, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Will Smith. Friday, CeCe Peniston, Tank, and Mickey Howard. I'm your brother. Peace. We out.